Good to go.
Okay, thank you. Well, welcome everyone to the August 20th meeting of the Northborough Historic District Commission. My name is Bob Light, Chair. A few meeting announcements before we start. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, an act extending certain COVID-19 measures adapted during the state of emergency and signed into law on March 28th, this meeting will be conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance by members of the public will be permitted. The order allows the Historic District Commission to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded, so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. All members of the Historic District Commission are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough remote meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. This meeting will not feature public comment. Each vote taken this evening will be conducted by roll call vote. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Leslie Harrison. You're mute.
Here, sorry.
Okay. Amanda.
Here.
Ryan Swanson.
Here.
Okay. Millie Millette. Not yet. Tom Reardon. Not yet. Brian Smith. Not yet. And Rudy Volk as the alternate. Okay. Just to start, we have one person.
Millie Mighton is here.
Millie's here. Okay. I don't see her yet.
Millie Knighton.
Yeah, she missed the L in her name.
Okay, Millie.
Is Lorna still an alternate?
No, I was going to make that announcement. I got notice that Lorna has resigned from the commission as an alternate. So we are down to basically one alternate right now with 7 members. Hi, Millie. You're on mute.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I apologize.
That's okay. Millie's here.
I'm
Okay,
here.
so anyway, Lorna has resigned. I wished her the best, and I do thank her for all her years of service on the commission and all the other work that she's done for the town. While I raise that issue, I did check on the bylaws, and I was kind of wondering why, of all the commissions, we have 7 members, but also 7 alternates. And I was wondering, most other commissions only have a few alternates. So we have spaces for 7. We wouldn't, if anyone knows of anyone interested in joining, let me know. I'd like to reach out to that person. Get a few more alternates on would be nice. But I did check, and looking at the Massachusetts Historic District Act, they talk about having a minimum of 3 to 7 members, and that the number of alternates should not exceed the number of members. But when it comes to the town bylaw, the Northborough town bylaw, it does say that the commission shall consist of 7 members, and that the Board of Selectmen may appoint not more than 7 alternates. So basically, we're at the full amount of 7 members and basically 1 to 7 alternates. So anyway, I would encourage anyone, if anyone knows of anyone, you can get back to me on the side, and we can reach out to that person. But it'd be good to have some more people involved. But again, I thank Lorna for her work in the commission. Okay, first order of business is the approval of prior minutes. Now, I sent everyone it around recently. I can put it up on the screen if you'd like, but if there are no changes, I would like to have a vote to approve the minutes. Any comments on the minutes? This would be the minutes from June, since we did not meet in July. Everyone's all set with that?
Mhm.
Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of June
18th.
18th? Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Amanda, second. Great. Okay. Leslie,
Approved.
Amanda,
Approved.
Brian Swanson,
Approved.
Millie,
Approved.
and
Why are
I
you
approve.
Why is Millie giggling?
Well, uh, Amanda knows.
Okay.
Because I actually said approved, but it was credited to Amanda, and that's okay with me. And I just went, okay.
So, and I approve, so it's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, for old business, Brian, thank you for those welcome letters.
Mm.
I mailed them to 34 River Street, 40 School Street, 12 Chapin Court, and 12 Allen Court. For some reason, the letter for 34 River Street came back. It was returned. It was a returned mail. Attempted to, could not forward. So I don't know what that situation is. Amanda, you're familiar with the sale, right?
Yeah, I know it was a rental, so I don't know if
Okay.
maybe it's still a rental now. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, it came back. I'll hang on to the letter. I don't know what else I can do on that,
Yeah.
but anyway, we did that. Okay, the new street naming memo went out. And I basically sent it to the various commissions that were on the original memo. There were 4 names or 5, no, there were 6 names that Scott Sharpentair got back to me and said that they've already been used. I went back to that website that we were using, which was the, what was the name of that website? Geographic.org. And those names were there, so we just missed it.
Wow.
So what I did was I have that master list, and we basically have a master list of names that as they're being used, and we're going to keep doing this as we go along. So I don't see any concern. I just cross out the names. In fact, I had a chance on some of the hard copies to cross out those 6 names that went to Lori and to Steph Bacon. So I think we're fine. What I probably should do, and maybe we should have this as an annual thing, is send it out every year with an updated list.
So what is the method for getting that updated list? I think we talked about this before, but I don't recall what that was.
I think it's just hearsay. I'm not sure how else we can do it. We could obviously keep checking the list of names, but usually we do get notified when there's a new development. So as we go along, as we know a name is chosen. Now, remember, the memo specifically says that if a name is not chosen from our suggested list, that they give us a reason why the name should be chosen, and then the Historic District Commission has to approve it.
So isn't that something the select board does go through? They approve the names, right?
Actually, it goes through the planning committee, approves the names, Lori Connors and the planning committee. It doesn't go through the select board. But the select board does get criticism if someone doesn't like the name. So I think it's supposed, there's a whole formal thing. What's
Okay.
happening now is the bylaws as they're written, I think are outdated. And Lori had asked me to make some changes when I sent the memo out, because when I sent the memo out, I included verbatim as an appendix, the um, the bylaw. And she
Hmm.
wanted to make some changes. I said, I can't make those changes. That has to go through town. It has to go through a town meeting. So you have to suggest the changes. It has to be approved by town meeting, and then eventually it has to be approved by the state. So
So
it's a
you're
long.
saying Lori suggested some changes in our
She suggested
bylaws?
she
Okay.
suggested some changes based on what they're doing now.
Okay.
And I suggested that she has to make those changes and
Okay.
get them approved.
So it's really the planning department. It's not the planning board, correct? Because
I believe I thought it was both, but I believe it goes through both.
Okay. I'm just, oh,
I'm not sure of that. I know Lori's involved, but she's also she's the staff representative on the planning board.
right. So I was just, okay, just curious.
Yeah. So the name is typically suggested by the developer,
Yep.
and it goes through the planning board.
Okay.
So I didn't. Our involvement is only when someone picks a name that's out of the list, or is basically or they're supposed to go to us, and it's clear now that they have to go to us to make sure that it's historically or culturally significant.
Yeah, it's just interesting because the planning board doesn't actually, as far as I'm aware, doesn't actually have this list.
Hmm.
Which
They do that. Well, they do now.
they do now. Right.
You know, keep in mind that remember the memo from 1983, was it?
Right.
That was no one even had the original. That was just duplicated over
Right.
and over again, and
Yeah.
no one could read it. So we're a lot better off than we were.
I agree.
I'm
I
pleased.
agree. It was just
I'm pleased the
trying to
project.
close the loops.
Yes. Amanda, I would ask for another favor of you.
Hmm.
Because you
Sure.
had the list that you gave me, which we converted into a PDF.
Yes.
Remember, and you deleted some names and reordered them
Yep.
because you're doing that in Word, and I'm
Yeah.
using a different program. When you get a chance, no rush, could you delete those 6 names?
Sure.
Okay, and then reorder them and then send me the PDF, and then I can update the memo. And then when we send it around in 6 months or a year as an updated memo, it will have those names taken off.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, no rush, but thank you very much. I'm sorry for having, I just, I'm
That's
working
okay.
working in a different program, and it just doesn't jive well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, next order of business is I have an update on the White Cliffs Purple Beach that we nominated for a legacy tree. They finally contacted me. I've been following up with them, and it's been taking a long time. And they visited us today. They had 3 foresters or arborists or whatever they call themselves from the DCR visited. I met them at White Cliffs. They were very impressed with the tree, and they did a measurement. And now the tree is now in the system. I asked how long it would take to be officially recognized as a legacy tree. And they said I guess they issue this once a year, roughly in May. So we may not hear anything official until May, but they said basically because of the historic aspects and because the tree was the size of the tree, it's a definite, it's definitely going to be a legacy tree.
That's very cool.
Nice.
So does it get like a plaque or what kind of designation? What?
Well, the plaque is up to us. I know that someone from the Garden Club who I've been working with has suggested a plaque, and then it's got to go through DPW. But I mean, we could consider. I would probably maybe possibly go for CPA funds, or if it's a small plaque, it might be something that we could afford from our budget.
Yeah, I think it's definitely.
It
And
would be
based
nice.
on-
It would be nice to have something. I'm just not sure if we want to pin it to the tree or how we want to do that. I don't want to hurt the tree.
No, you put like just a little spike that has a little.
Yeah. I'll look into it. I really think we should, because legacy trees typically they they assign a legacy tree, they put it on their database, but they don't put a plaque up. It's up to the owner to put the plaque up. And
Right.
I think we
No,
should.
I think it's great, especially with White Cliffs, coming to life.
Now with elegant banquets coming through, I mean, it could be another issue, but I'm sure elegant banquets would like to have a plaque as well. Maybe they'll
Yeah, I
pay.
mean, yeah, absolutely.
Does that put any considerations for whether or not it can be taken down, moved, or any of that stuff? Obviously,
There's
that's
no restrictions from DCR. Trees, I mean, we actually Northborough had a tree, a legacy tree was off of the right by the aqueduct. What's that trail by on the other side of the aqueduct? The trail that leads to the senior center eventually.
oh, okay.
Edmund Hill.
Edmund Hill, right. So there was
Okay,
there was a
thank you.
tree there, and it turns out that tree died several years ago. So we no longer have a tree
Hmm.
list. No, there's no restriction, and obviously we wouldn't want the tree taken down unless it was really diseased. But I don't it's a beautiful tree. I don't expect that anyone's going to want to take it down.
Yeah, we should move it, Millie.
Yep.
Did you say move it?
Yeah, I did. I
Move the
said that
tree.
before I really thought about what I was saying.
Yeah, I
But-
don't know. Yeah, I don't think so.
How
I
far up
don't know.
how
You
far
can
up
do a
the
house nowadays. You never know.
That's true. How far up the driveway is it?
It's right. It's visible from the street, from Main
Okay,
Street.
so
It's
down.
on the
Okay.
right, just in front of the house, in front of the White Cliffs.
So it's mostly up the driveway. It was
Yeah.
just
It's
like
up the driveway. It's right.
so towards the top of the driveway. I'm just wondering like what percentage, how far up the
Right.
driveway is it?
It's close to the house.
Oh, nice. So people who were there for events would see it and
Right. In fact, when
Pick
I
out the
toured
plaque
White
and-
Cliff, when I went through White Cliffs with the select board,
Hmm.
it stands out when you're inside the White Cliffs, looking out some of the beautiful windows. There's the purple beach.
oh, nice.
Very
Yeah,
visible
then we should
from the
definitely
house.
do it
Yeah,
justice.
very nice. So we're happy about that. Good. Okay. Next on the agenda is we'll go through the CPA project status. Howard Street National Register. I checked with Lisa Massoff, I believe, is our consultant. She's still working on it. I have to rattle her cage every couple months, but we'll just have to wait on that. The Brigham Street Burial Ground completion. I hadn't planned anything. I know we're still in the discussions about that. I need to. I think it's my fault.
You were going to check with Scott about the post?
I'm gonna check with Scott about that, and anyway, I'm gonna check with Scott about the I still need a quote on those posts that we're gonna put up there. I think that was our next step.
And ask him if they could actually set them instead of us setting them?
Yes, and I apologize. I need to talk to him about that. So I will get on that. And Leslie, and you did have some movement on the Warp Cemetery signs.
Well,
Ah,
I will read it to you. Let's see. Where'd it go? Oh my God, it's back farther than I thought. Wait a second, sorry. So on after our last meeting, I sent an email and said, another month has passed without a response. Please provide an update. That was July 17th. And then, hi, Leslie and team, we're doing a number of signs in the town, and I'm wrapping these into that project. I suggest we change the fabrication method to eliminate the warping, no matter what material we use. Any that we can carve will warp with a differential heat and nothing will hold it in place. I suggest we keep the exact same design, but it will be solid aluminum, a 1/4-inch panel, and we will use a flat engine-turned gold leaf for the copy. The town seal will stay a raised element. This will keep the historic design and create a structurally stable product. I said, that sounds great. It sounds very promising. If I understand completely, appearance will be identical with flat instead of carved copy. Here's a reminder of the inventory. What are we looking at for a timeline? And then exact layout, gold leaf copy. And then thanks for confirming anticipated timeline. And that's when he went dark on me again.
Mhm.
So
Okay, well, we certainly tried.
yep. But that's, we started about doing aluminum. That's great.
Okay, maybe we'll do a follow-up maybe next month. So I don't. We'll do the best we can.
Hmm.
But thank you for your efforts on that.
Sure. Poke, poke, poke.
Okay, so
Not my favorite pastime.
committee representation. Leslie, you had anything on CPC these days?
Yeah, nothing happens during the summer, so no.
Mhm. Okay. Millie, master plan implementation.
Yeah, actually, so we had a master plan implementation community outreach on the 30th of June, and basically discussing the next steps in the downtown revitalization. As you guys know, the Blake Street project was not successful with town. And so the hope was that if it was scaled down, that we might be able to reach some of the goal through either grant funding and possibly CPC funding in the fall. So, the scope of the project was scaled down quite a bit. It's something you guys can see if you care to on YouTube. If you put in downtown Northborough revitalization, Blake Street, it's maybe an hour and a half, possibly two, I can't remember. But it does give quite a few of the details on the change of the project. And it's definitely scaled down. A couple of grants that were applied for would basically amount up to almost $1.2 million. An MVP grant for 725, Complete Streets grant for 500,000, and we were awarded economic development. So really depending on what the funding comes through, and we should know between July and September what has or has not come through, the outlook and the next process will be decided by then. What funding comes through. We may consider if we get no funding or what funding we get for CPC applications. We may consider filing for some of those.
Yeah, I was thinking about CPC. I think it's
Yeah.
open
I guess
space
it's not unusual to be denied funding the first one or two times around. I do think in this case also persistence can pay off. So ideally we would have something in the project going forward by summer, fall 2026.
There was a town meeting in the library, I think at the end of June.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the outreach that basically said this is the scaled down version, and we're going to apply for these grants. And depending on what we get, we'll make our next decision for our downtown revitalization for Blake Street, Pierce Street. Yeah. So we'll see. Cross your fingers.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anything else on that?
Just waiting to hear.
Okay.
Actually, our next meeting is tomorrow night, so hopefully I'll have some word by then.
Okay, good. Okay, the Northborough Revolution 250. Norm and I did a presentation at the senior center for the Northborough during the Revolution. That was basically the same presentation we did at the Historical Society. We are planning we're going to share a booth with the Historical Society at Apple Fest, and we're also planning on marching.
Nice.
And I might add that if anyone wants to march in Apple Fest, you're welcome to join us behind our banner for Revolution 250. You could either meet at, I think it's Lincoln Street is the start, Lincoln Street School, or you can join up at the town center. So some of us are joining there. Okay. Just want to update you on the budget. In the last meeting, we had decided that for the Revolution 250 committee, if they approve spending the money that is either in the ARPA funds or the town budgeted funding that we have, that it basically goes through me for approval. So I wanted to make sure that everyone on the commission, since it is officially commission funds, I just wanted to update everyone on spending. So where we stand now is I just approved roughly, let me share this. I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So anyway, this is just the ARPA funds. We haven't spent any money on any other funds that we have. We haven't done anything with the monument, which was CPA funds. So this is basically all the spending that we've done. And then just in the last month, I approved this $538 for miscellaneous Apple Fest expenses, which includes a booklet ad, which normally is $400, but we got a discount as a town committee to $250. So we still have roughly $1,000 left in the ARPA funds. Okay, just want to let everyone aware what's going on there.
Can you repeat what that amount was?
$523.
Oh, okay, 523. Got it.
That was but the total we have a little over $1,000 left in the
Okay.
ARPA funds. And that by the way, that has until the end of 2026 to be spent.
Okay.
Okay. And I guess that's all I have on. Oh, yeah, interesting fact. Do you remember the Lafayette visit? Cable Access TV is going to be turning that into a video, so that's going to be online soon. Basically, they're just going to be editing it down. The actor that played Lafayette is Mark Schneider, and there was an article about him in the Globe, and I had no idea, but he's a relatively famous actor that does Lafayette impressions throughout the country. But he also plays Napoleon at the Waterloo reenactment in Belgium every year, and he's been doing that. I think it's been for 5 or 6 years now. So he's played Napoleon. So I think he's stepping down in that role. I think they're going to have a younger actor, but he's very good. So it was an interesting article in the Globe if you Google it.
When was
And
that article? Just out of curiosity.
it was it was this year. It was June maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I have on that. Amanda, anything about the library board that might be of interest to us?
No, nothing new to report.
Okay. Okay, new business. So I added this item. We're going to be asked to support the select board in their negotiations with Elegant Banquets. Basically, the first step that has to be done is that we have to have a preservation restriction or preservation easement. They're both, I think, the same. And we, Stephanie Bacon met with someone from the Historic New England, and they basically they're an organization that will write the preservation restrictions and also hold the preservation restrictions in perpetuity.
Who was that again, Bob? Sorry, I missed it.
The Historic New England is
Yeah.
the organization that we met with. So basically, Stephanie Bacon, myself, Norm Corbin, and Julianne Hirsch met with
Great.
them. And it was a very good meeting. He was very forget the guy's name, sorry. It was his name was Dylan Peacock. And he was very impressed with the interior of White Cliffs, especially the fireplaces that were done by the Herder brothers. I want to when Tom is here, I want to bring him in on because he's gonna play a big role, I think, in support of this document.
So
The
he
yeah.
got to see the inside.
No, we were showing him pictures and describing
Oh.
the inside.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure ultimately he will get a chance to view it. I think right now we're not. I think it's up to the town right now as to who to use. There are other options for people writing the preservation restriction.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, we had a lawyer in town do the preservation restriction for, I believe it was the Whitney House. And I think even the historic district, no, I think the historic district, someone actually wrote that, but that's actually being held by us. The Historic District Commission cannot hold the easement because it's town property,
Right.
right? So we have to have someone else, and it's an expensive process, but it is eligible for CPC funds.
Okay.
So at this point, we're not exactly sure who's going to do it, but we know that that's a definite. Now, there's also talk about tax breaks that can be done with historic property, and there's issues that are being explored as to whether we want to turn that into an historic district. We already have a preliminary historic district report written, so it wouldn't be that much problem. And then the other thing would be putting it on the National Historic Register. The
Yeah.
understanding that I have from that Elegant Banquets is that they want to move quickly on this, and these two things are going to take years.
Yeah.
You know how it is with getting something on the National Register. You know, you see what we're going through with the Brigham Street.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have that time, and if they're willing to go ahead without it, that I think that's fine. The only requirement is there's going to have to be a preservation restriction. But that's more straightforward. So at this point, it looks like we're only going to be doing the preservation restriction, but that might change. So I would also ask us all to be prepared to help out in any way possible. Obviously, Norm is going to be involved. He's very knowledgeable about it. Tom Reardon will be invaluable, and anything else we can do to help, we will.
Well, if I understand correctly, it was the HDC that presented the original warrant for the town to buy it. Is that not correct?
Back
Yes.
in, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2016. So we definitely should be involved because the preservation restriction was a requirement of that purchase.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll definitely be involved. The only thing is that I don't think we have, as a commission, have the expertise to actually write it. That usually requires, and Historic New England obviously does this all the time. They know what they're doing.
Does it have to go out to bid?
That's a good question. That was raised by Stephanie, and she's going to look into that.
Okay. Also,
So
one nitpick for the minutes especially is CPC and CPA kind of get used interchangeably, but they're not. CPC is the commission. The
Right.
funding is CPA, it's community press. So anything, the applications get submitted to the CPC and they get decided on, but everything else is CPA
So I
funding.
meant, if I said it wrong, it's CPA funded.
Right. No, but for the, I mean, we all do it. We all do it interchangeably, but just for the minute should reflect that it's CPA, not CPC.
Yeah, so the the expenses of the preservation restriction could be eligible for CPA funding.
Right.
And it's the select board that would be deciding who they choose to produce the documentation, or us?
No, I believe it would be select board and Stephanie Bacon,
Okay.
town administrator. With our input, but there was someone else that they were talking with, and again, there's an issue of whether it's going to require a competitive bid.
Okay. All right.
Keep in mind that Historic New England writes it and then they approve it. It does have to go through approval by the Massachusetts Historical Commission also, but they work very closely together. So,
I mean, I just find it interesting that the HDC is the one who put up the warrant, but it isn't deciding who's going to actually. That's interesting. Okay.
well,
That's okay.
if we'll do what we can to advise, but
Mhm.
at this point, I think it's the negotiations are being handled with the select board.
Okay.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the certified local government, and Millie, I passed around to everyone Millie's draft.
Yeah.
And Amanda, I think you made some corrections, which I updated. Did you get a chance to look at that?
Yes, yeah, I looked at those. Those look good. Thank you.
So I think we want to get this out.
Yeah. I
So,
made a few changes
okay,
that I think were very minor and somewhat grammatical. For instance, as Brian Smith was described as a local historian, but local and historian were capitalized, and I didn't think they should be.
sure.
And yeah, and then for me, 30 Main Street, Northborough, on one of my properties, Main Street was not capitalized by me, my own issue, and then I added the word "and" for something. So
Okay.
very minor.
And then for some reason you didn't have my inputs, which I I think I sent it to you 3 times or something. In any event, you have it now because
Yeah,
I added it. Okay.
I
And you
found
can
out what
edit that.
was happening is my new email server was deleting or archiving emails after 30 days. So of course, every 30 days when we're getting ready to meet, I couldn't find anything and I was in a panic. So I think I fixed that.
Yeah.
But
I get emails from you sometimes from Say La Vie.
right, and I'm not
And-
always aware that that's what's happening.
Right.
Anyway,
And if
I'm a Luddite. I'm
and if I
sorry.
reply to that, it comes back. So I don't use that anymore.
So
Anyway, so could
it
I
shouldn't have
then,
taken this long. I appreciate everybody's patience.
okay. So I assume you have the latest version then. I won't get involved anymore. So you'll basically, you have a cover letter. You're going to send this by email, right? And then attach a PDF file.
Sure. Am I attaching it to who? What? Huh?
Well, you're sending it in to what's his name?
To Michael. Steichen?
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So you have that you already drafted the email,
Yep.
and then the bios will be in a separate file.
As
Okay.
long as everybody is on board with what was written and yeah.
Okay. My advice would be just convert the bio file to a PDF.
Convert to PDF. I have to write this down.
Okay. I could do it for you if you want. Okay. So convert it to PDF only because so they'll definitely be able to read it.
I'm not sure I would know how to begin to convert something to PDF. I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
When you say instead of save, you save as, there's a whole drop down of different file types, and one of them is just PDF.
Got it.
So
Save
just save,
as
save as and find PDF.
PDF.
If you have a problem,
I've seen that before.
Yep.
I've seen that.
There you go.
But your document now has the email in it and the bio, so you want to separate the emails from the bios.
And you'll need to take Lorna's out as well.
Right, I
right.
did make a note of that. Thank you,
Okay.
Amanda. So separate the email from the files. This is going to be fun.
No problem if you want me to help you with that or do it for you. I just don't have the final version that you have.
I think you kind of sent it to me.
Oh,
Other than the edits I made.
yeah. So
And
I
I
just want
sent
to make
that
sure we
back
have
to
the,
you.
I just want, yeah, if you just send it back to me, I can send it.
I think I did, but if you want to check on that, we can figure that out later.
Okay, good. All right, well, thank you for your help on this and hopefully it goes through. All right, well, moving along here. This is a good meeting. Apple Fest. We're not if anyone is interested, if anyone's around during Apple Fest, we normally share a booth with the Northborough Historical Society,
Hmm.
and we can leave brochures, and I can make copies of some things, which I plan to do. I'm going to be marching in the parade, so I won't be able to man the booth until the parade is over.
I'm at the
If it,
road.
and you're probably in another booth anyway. But if anyone, wants to spend an hour in the booth, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I can't since Rotary runs the street fair. I
Right.
can't. I have
Yeah.
to.
What day
Right.
is that booth?
Saturday the 20th.
Saturday? It is Saturday?
Saturday the 20th of September with a rain date of Sunday the 21st.
Okay, I think that was mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, well,
So
you asked
again,
about the parking.
Right.
so if anyone wants to march, let me know. I can even get possible Minutemen uniforms for that person. And if anyone wants to hang out at the booth at the Historical Society and represent Historical District Commission, that would be good.
Okay.
Well, we'll have, actually, the next meeting is before Apple Fest, so we can cover any last minute details at that time.
And question, how long is that booth open? What are the times?
10 to 3.
10 to
10
3.
to 3.
Okay.
Thank you.
10 to 3. So I can probably do 2 to 3 on a Saturday. 9:20. Let me check on that.
Okay, I have to look and see what handouts we'll have. I'll take care of getting the handouts.
Okay.
I think we had the old Historic District Commission brochures, so
Mhm.
I can make some of those up.
Okay.
Okay. Amanda, did you want to cover anything about businesses in the historic district? at
No,
this
I'm
point?
still plugging along, but nothing
Okay.
new to report.
Okay, good. And under other issues before the commission, just one quick one. I received a request from the Westboro Historical Commission about plaques on historic homes. So we've never really paid for those, but we've encouraged in the past, I guess, letters were sent out to historic homeowners to encourage them to put up a plaque. And I sent them the name of the person that does those plaques. They're looking at possibly doing a program, but I did tell them that we send out letters of welcome when a historic home is sold, encouraging people for preservation and thanking them for all they do. They thought that was a good idea, so that's basically all we have at this point. But I think I don't think we've ever offered to pay for these plaques, but we've always encouraged owners to put up a plaque if they have a historic home.
And what is the criteria for becoming or being a historic home?
Well, it would probably be listed on Macris, would be one criteria, 100 years old or more. Certainly, now what we've done with the we've had the witness houses, the 28 witness houses.
Right.
And as part of the funding that we had under ARPA, we did give them lawn signs for those houses. So
Mm,
we did a photography
Good.
exhibit for
Those
the
are great.
28 houses, and we gave everyone a lawn sign for the next 2 years. But lawn signs aren't permanent.
Right. But where would I see that if it's considered a historic home in Northborough?
Well, I guess you would have to go to Macris.
So
But
that's the
also,
only thing that
yeah, well, the
Okay.
preservation plan has a list of historic homes.
I'm gonna look at that. Okay.
I think the criteria would be anything listed in Macros, I think would be good enough for person could put a historic marker on. I assume anyone could put a historic marker on if they wanted to. There's no rule against it, but I would definitely think it should be in Macros first.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any other issues before the commission?
Anything else? I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Our next scheduled meeting is September 17th.
I did want
And-
to mention I can't do September 20th. I'm at a wedding for the Apple Fest.
Okay. Well, I think there'll be plenty of coverage. We're going to have people from Revolution 250, the Historical Society. I think we'll be fine, and I'll be there after the parade.
Okay, great.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm
So
so
moved.
moved. Oops.
In
Second.
triplicate.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay. Amanda,
Hi.
Brian Swanson,
Yes.
Millie,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yep.
and I vote to adjourn. So we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You
guys.
all.
For the rest of the
September
summer.